It's been hotly requested. Everyone is crying out for it. Everyone wants worst faction. No, they don't. Top worst units in each faction. Obviously, last week in Coffee Time, we did the top 8 worst units in 8th edition, where Innes has basically been running a massive poll or community survey to find out which units are the worst in the game. But a lot of people have been asking for specifically what are the worst units in each codex. And obviously, I'm always one to deliver. And I never want to disappoint, so hopefully you can enjoy this video. Today we're going to be looking at the worst units in the Ork Codex.
So yeah, the Killer Can's one of the units that just comes with like 6,000 different options, almost all of which suck. It gets to hit on 4s, which is a rarity in Orks, and with the new update from Psychic Awakening, you can get them hitting on, I think you can get them hitting on 3s, like rerolls. But they don't get benefits from clans, so you're going to want to run them as the Gretchen benefit, which means they're not going to benefit from any of your auras. Just all around, they're kind of a mediocre unit that doesn't do anything interesting, but they look cool, so people wish they were better than they are. They get up to 4 attacks, and then they get an extra attack with their Buzzsaw, so 5 attacks. You can take a squad of 6, which is 30 attacks. It's 2 damage. Like that's not nothing. They hit on 5s, but so you know, 10 hits for a couple thousand points. So yeah, they're like 40 points. They're not expensive. You look at something like a Mortifier or Penitent Engine and you just kind of cry yourself to sleep. But let's not do that.
I mean, they're very similar points and profile to a Centurion. Not that you wanted to compare it to an Assault Centurion, but
they've got a worse save, 1 more wound. So anybody who's trying to like mastercraft a Thunderhammer to kill you in one go, not killing a Killer Can.
No,
take that to the bank. Big Shooter's got longer range than a Hurricane Bolter.
It has, but significantly less shots.
But you have to consider, if that unit is 22 inches away, or 23 inches away, that you've got infinitely more shots than those Centurions do. Because those Centurions are getting 0. And all their good weapons are like bonus strength. You run a Can Claw, and you get to be like strength 8, neg 3 damage. That's a Thunderhammer. They can take Thunderhammers that hit on 5s. Benefit from Wa Banners, right?
Within 6 inches.
And then if they're Goth, Gazgo gives them reroll 1s. So you can get their Thunderhammer sitting on 4 reroll 1s. That's basically the same as like a Vanguard veteran.
So to make them good, you've got to take the 5th worst unit in the Ork Codex and the 10th worst unit in the Ork Codex to make them good.
Yeah, but think about how many. That's 30 Thunderhammer attacks. No, it's not. 24 Thunderhammer attacks. They don't get the +1 if they got those. Like that'll do some damage if they ever make it to combat.
So why is this the 5th worst unit in the Ork Codex?
This doesn't have to jump, and it's not a souped-up shocker. How am I meant to play this? This is unplayable. Like, you can, with the Psychic Awakening, give them some cool buffs. Like, they get an invulnerable save and reroll 1s natively from being in the Gretchen mob specialist attachment, or whatever it's called, the specialist culture.
Yeah.
And I think you can give them -1 to hit and +3 moves, so you could run a couple of squads with that. And they're fairly resilient for the points cost. Like, toughness 5 for 35 points with 5 wounds and a 3-up armor save isn't nothing.
But the fact that they're so limited and you can't use any stratagems on them because they do count as Gretchen, which means, as Innie said, you can't fight twice, you can't shoot twice. I reckon if you took a lot of these with that many attacks, it might be okay. But that's just my opinion. Let me know your opinion in the comments. But the community voted for this to be the 5th worst unit in the Ork Codex.
The Rocket Truck Swig Buggy has 2 guns that do the same thing, except one of them's got twice as many shots. And I'm going to run you through what they do, and then I'm going to run you through why it's my least favorite thing I've ever seen in 40k. So you can either be 2d6 shots or d6 shots for the regular version. They always wound on 4s unless you're Vicar Titanic, which is 6. No AP, single damage. Or you can be 2 or 1 shot, 5 -3, 2, or 2d3 shots at 6 -1 d3. So 2d3 shots, so 3d3 between both of them, 6 -1 d3. It's pretty good. And then one of them has +1 to hit, so you can't fast dice roll them. You have to roll them separately. They're the same gun, but you can't roll them together. That alone, I am annoyed by the existence of this model. They also do something with a mine, and they're 100 points, and they're like 4 strength 6 attacks in combat. This thing is bad, and it makes me upset.
It can also shoot every single weapon it owns twice, probably.
It does have a cool named rule, Riding Shotgun, which is a decent line in a George Ezra song, but as a rule here, it doesn't do much. It's 11 points a wound for toughness 6 with a 4-up save. Do you know what else is 11 points per wound? Is like 2 orcs.
Which does a lot more than this. You can do jump orc, boys, you know.
Yeah. And as we all know, orc players only do 2 things. Leave the rocket truck at home. I don't understand its name. You're not going to remember its name. That one guy took like 18 to LVO. He's a braver man than me.
Yeah.
They come in squadrons, so you can get nine sets of slow play. So yeah, you could get 6 different guns, 3 of which are the same, but 3 of them have +1 to hit, and you can run 3 squads of 3 and slow play 9 times a phase. Like, if you declare you're firing one of these, you have got to fire 4 completely separate guns with different rules.
And most of them are like random shots as well, so you got to roll random shots, then roll to hit, then roll to
You're going on the
wound.
clock, is basically what we're getting at.
I think this is one of the trucks that they used in October all that time ago to actually advertise all of the Speed Freaks that came out. Probably unknowing that it would end up being probably one of the worst units that they could release for the Orks. It looks cool, it sounds cool, it doesn't really do much when it's there. If you're buying one of these kits, you're probably better off taking it back, getting your money back, and buying something that's good from the Ork Codex, or even just another car, because most of the other cars are marginally better than this one. I'm not going to say some of the other cars are good. You could say the Death Trike is okay, but at least with one of the other ones, you're buying a bad unit, but at least it's going to do something. If you've had any luck with one of these, then do let us know in the comments. However, sadly, the Rucker Truck Squig Buggy is the 4th worst unit in the Ork Codex.
These guys have flamers that are also power swords. Ranges like that don't work, because by the time you've killed everything that you've flamered, which you're not in range of after the jump, you then get to not charge it because it's gone. Except it's not gone because they're only D3 shot flamers. You get good economy out of the CP reroll if you roll a 1 for the number of shots, because it affects the whole squad. So you could maybe get like 2 shots more often. You know how Centurions drop in and have
2d6 each.
12 D6 flamer shots? What's that on average? 42 shots? Okay, so you only need 21 burner boys to emulate the secondary function of Centurions. Alright, Mikey, give us the big reveal. What's the points on a burner boy?
Okay, let's find out. 10 points each. So
10 points. Alright.
50 points and 5 burners with stick bombs.
I can almost see 10 points. If you made them like Evil Sons, where they could advance and charge, and then also fire this, and also get the bonus on their distances, maybe they would get there on turn 3. You can take swords of 15, which get 30 power sword attacks, which, well, not quite power sword, like -2 attacks, which is like AP is not that common in Orks, but they're not troops, so why would you bother? No, I don't really see it. If they were like 9-inch range or like 10-inch range, you could use them from deep strike. I could maybe see a case for them.
That would be okay. It's a nice screen clear if you could jump them over turn 1.
An interesting you could like deep strike them in and then shoot all the stuff in front of them. That would be cool. Or if they'd given them like a stratagem for like how the Sisters of Battle have, where they get a little bit of bonus range you can shoot in the movement phase in the deep strike.
Yeah,
so you could like drop in a squad of burner boys, get +6-inch range for that phase and shoot in the movement phase, and then you could bring in your other reserves or to jump, and they would be an interesting little screen clearing option that maybe had some upsides there. But I just don't really see what role they're filling in an actual army at the moment.
Yeah, if you built these, you wasted a kit because they're the same kit as the looters.
Oh god, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can double shoot looters instead, and Tom Layton will be under your bed, but...
But looters are best, right? Looters came, what, 24th worst out of how many options? 48. I feel like that is just pure propaganda from Tom, to be honest. All engineered votes, there you go. So the looters are basically the best unit in the book.
That tracks.
Again, another unit that kind of fills a slot that doesn't really do much. The lack of range. The concept is really cool of having a bunch of flamers, but again, they just, with no extra stratagems to make them more useful and an 8-inch range flamer, they are going to get targeted turn 1 because they're a cheap, easy kill. You're not going to be using grot shields on them because you're going to use them on something more expensive like looters. And then when they do burn something, they don't really do much with it anyway. So that's our take. They are the 3rd worst unit according to the community with 40 votes. So let's go on to number 2.
So Runt Herds are a morale immunity, basically, for your Gretchen. So if you're running loads of Gretchen because you hate yourself, you're going to run Runt Herds. Just because they give you reroll 1s, they let you not just immediately have your entire army full to morale in 10 seconds. But they don't take up slots if you run Gretchen in your infantry, which means that they're not great for filling up detachments. They're characters that don't really do anything. They're like strength 6 -1 in combat. They're just kind of boring, I suppose, is the biggest offense they're committing. There's so many different morale immunities in the Orc Codex. You've got like just the standard breaking edge from war bosses. You've got Grotmaw. This is just another morale immunity. Man, it's not an inspired set of rules, is it? Yeah, I get it. Maybe if you're running like the Necro style 300 orcs, you're going to want a couple of these just spread around just so you've got more access to it. And yeah, you would run them in that case because they're going to save more than 12 grots from running to morale. If you lose 15 grots, you're losing another 20. This will help you with that, but it's just not interesting. And that's, I think, the biggest crime the Runt Herd's committing is that it's just a boring set of rules. But they're not doing anything wrong. Leave the Runt Herd alone.
Yeah, I was just trying to think about it. It's like they don't have any special stratagems or anything, do they?
It's just he's just a meaningless stat buff character. When he's quite a cool model, like everybody's seen the Runt Herd. He's the guy with the proddy stick who's like annoyed that he's having to run hard around his Gretchen, right? He could be cool, and he's not cool. So screw this guy. He should try being cool.
Not epic. Yeah, there's nothing for a Runt Herders. I was just trying to see if there was anything that made him a bit interesting, like extend his range or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, you want to extend range, you just bring 3, right?
Well, yeah.
Does he only works on Grot infantry, right?
Oh,
so he's not a replacement for Gazgul.
For our killer can list. No. That's what I also. So the first thing I looked at, I was like, I wonder if you can break heads for killer cans, but you can't. No.
His biggest offense is actually not being good in the killer can list. Can confirm. He could have tried being good in the killer cans and we'd have liked him.
Yeah, killer cans are second best unit in the Codex behind looters, so. It is the almighty Stomper. A lot of people complained because they said if it hadn't have gone up against the Obelisk in pairings for the 32, then he would have got either second or won it.
All the way to the fight. Do you remember in 7th edition when the Stompers won claim to fame that there was a really broken way you could get one for like 300 points and it still wasn't good? And the Stomper was a 200 point upgrade for like a 100 point character.
Yeah.
So you got a 300 point custom Stomper and it still did nothing. Bearing that in mind, I want you to let you know, guys, it's not gotten better in 8th. For the small price of 950-ish points, you get access to a specialist attachment that you can't take in matched play without using Forge World, because you can't bring 3 Stompers. Gets like some guns that don't matter. When you look at it on balance, it's like 3d6 shots, strength 10, minus 4d6 damage. That's a lot of shots. Yeah, it's an Orc unit, isn't it? Of course it hits on 5.
What it does have is Psycho Daka Blaster.
Yeah, the Super Gatler is like the Avenger Gatling Cannon for the Knight, except it's 1 damage. You can make it 2 damage with the custom jobs. I think there's one for that. It doesn't double shoot. It doesn't jump. Don't run it, right? I'm pretty sure that all that's running through an Orc player's head at all times is what am I double shooting this shooting phase and what am I jumping this psychic phase? Yeah. It's just an automatic flowchart.
But don't forget,
you can't stay for it on balance.
Something else you've got to consider is you can take the Mech Boy Workshop. Next time any models in that unit fire that weapon, the weapon makes the maximum number of shots.
But you also have to consider you have to give up your previous turn's entire shooting to do that.
Yeah, but if you roll a 6 when you do it, you might increase its damage by 1. Potentially
you can make
get
it 2
better.
damage already with the custom job. So you could make it 3 damage if you roll a 6 and give it attachment for this. Which means that you're running single battalion orcs at best.
Then it gets 18 shots and it can shoot it up to 3 times. Yeah,
and you can re-roll that. I think you get to re-roll that with the custom job as well. So it makes it like strength damage 2, 2 plus rerollable, and then 5 plus rerollable. Like just the 2 damage one with that is okay. You wouldn't take the Mech Boy Workshop. Don't do that. With Evil Sons, if you cast it on a 9, their psychic power gives you full rerolls to hit, which is actually not bad because you could get it hitting on 5s with full rerolls, with exploding 5s from Daka Daka Daka. At strength 7 minus 2 damage, plus all its other guns, which don't matter because they're not as cool as the one that has random shots, random ability to determine how many times it fires. Like that's what you want, randomness.
That's decent. Yeah.
Shall we also talk about the fact that its degrading profile is every 10 wounds and it only degrades in good stats?
No, let's not talk about that because that sounds like you're making the Stomper sound rubbish when you can take a Blitzer Gatzler. That's really good.
We're talking about how you use it as a shooting platform because it can't get to combat.
It will never make combat ever.
Yeah, it's like, let's take this combat unit and what should we do to make this combat unit really appealing to all the players who want to make combat with their Orc army? Well, let's make all 3 of its combat stats degrade. You're ingenious. We'll make it degrade in movement and weapon skill and attacks. So you hit combat the first time on top bracket, you average 4 hits.
Wow.
Which with its like It's like strength 20 minus 5, 6 damage in combat, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. That's going to kill like a Centurion.
One else. It can stomp as well, but
yeah. But then you go, okay, I've lost 10 wounds now, and now I'm going to hit an average of 2.5 times because I get 5 attacks that hit on 4s, and then it degrades again, and you're hitting like 1.3 times. Oh, at that point, like you might go down to 20 wounds off Overwatch, depending on what you're charging. And then you get down to your bottom bracket, and not only are you movement 4, your advance is doubling your distance. You hit an average of 0.5 times. Yeah, for 950 points, it's just like you could get 3 obelisks for that. Right, if you stand this next to Gazgul, they might run out of things to put Gazgul's 4 wounds out of by the time they've killed it. So for 950 points, you could probably give Gazgul like an extra phase of surviving. We've forgotten the best thing. You can very easily make a Stomper out of a plant pot. I have a lot of respect for that. Anybody you can make out of a plant pot is at least kind of cool.
I think someone made one out of a Mr. Potato Head once.
Are you sure they didn't make a Mr. Potato Head out of a Stomper? Like, how would you know which way round that was? That's a chicken and egg scenario.
That is very true. That is very true. Because both of them are useless in Warhammer 40k.
You have to remember, like, a knight is balanced around the fact that you probably kill about a knight a turn in a traditional army, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of where we expect armies to be at nowadays. If you're going to kill an army, a knight with shooting, 1 a turn. That means 24 wounds with a 4 of invulnerable save is what you're expecting to kill. Plus a feel no pain, so 50 wounds-ish, right? And then you look at the Stomper that's got no invul and 40 wounds, and then you consider that that's probably really easy to kill when you're firing las cannons at it and it's not getting a save.
Well, you can give it. Can you put someone inside it and give it 5+ invuln still? The big mech.
I don't care. So anyway, that's kind of all I've got to say on Orks. If you didn't know, Orks are my least favourite army in all of 40k, and it was nice to talk about some of their bad units in between getting absolutely hammered by mech guns and shock attack guns.
So guys, there you go. That is the worst units in the Codex Orks of Warhammer 40k 8th edition today, which is May the 16th. It surprises no one that the Stomper is number 1. It is just so bad and so expensive, and it's so stupid, and it could be amazing, but it's not. Do any of the other choices surprise you? Do let us know in the comments. I do hope you enjoyed this kind of format. I'm really enjoying chatting to Innis, like ranting about bad units, which is pretty fun. We will probably do more if this one goes down well, so let us know in the comments which faction you'd like to hear our thoughts on. We do have the data for every single codex, just not including Forge Order units. So thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're having a great day. Hope everyone's safe. Wash your hands, stay awesome, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.